Hey everybody, welcome. This is Mark Thomas. This short introduction to operational technology, where the physical and the digital worlds converge in ways that power everything. A few years ago, I was brought into a large food processing company. One of those facilities that runs 24/7 with conveyor belts humming, automated mixers turning, and robotic arms packing boxes like clockwork. The plant manager pulled me aside and said, "Look, I'm not worried about data loss. I'm worried about 40,000 pounds of spoiled chicken if that chilling system goes down." That was a light bulb moment for me. In IT, we talk about downtime in terms of inconvenience and cost. In OT, downtime can mean millions of dollars lost, regulatory fines, and in a public health crisis, if food safety is compromised, we've got serious problems. I became fascinated by how emerging tech like AI and predictive maintenance tools could help, but only if they were governed properly. It's a world where governance has to be practical, flexible, and grounded in operational reality. Operational technology, or OT. This refers to systems that directly control or monitor physical processes. Think factory floor machines, pipeline control valves, or the temperature sensors in a food processing plant. Unlike IT, which deals with information, data, emails, financial systems, OT interacts with the physical world. It turns pumps on and off, keeps electricity flowing, mixes ingredients, or controls traffic signals. There's some confusion, though, about the difference between OT and IT. And that's what I wanted to really do, is put this table together to show you a little bit of difference. Now, while IT and OT may be converging in some ways, they've historically had very, very different goals. In OT, operational technology, availability is king. If a machine goes offline, production stops, or worse, safety gets compromised. In contrast, IT professionals focus heavily on data protection and confidentiality. Now, it's important, but that makes governance challenging. So some real examples. Now, OT isn't just power plants and factories. It's everywhere. And now here are a few places where OT systems are working behind the scenes to keep the world moving, and I want to jump into a couple of details on each of these. The first one, we talked about food processing a little bit earlier. In food manufacturing, OT systems. What OT systems does your organization rely on? Are they governed and protected like your IT systems? And how are emerging technologies like AI and cloud impacting them? A lot of emerging technologies coming at us that are affecting OT, and we know OT is evolving fast. There's a growing convergence between IT and OT. Speaking of frameworks, you all know I'm a big framework fan, and for good reason. Frameworks take complexity and give it structure. When it comes to operational technology, that structure is critical. And these environments are high risk, high impact, and they're often overlooked when it comes to formal governance. Fortunately, we do not have to start from scratch. We've got a lot of information, but I'm going to leave you with a couple of my top tips and tricks, because you know there's a lot of other courses coming after this one. My first piece of advice for you is treat OT systems on the Scout e-learning site. We are just getting warmed up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your kind attention. Hope you've enjoyed this short course on OT. Keep an eye out. We've got more coming. And if you have any suggestions on some specific titles, feel free to let me know. See you in the next course.